Briefing. I will begin my briefing today with an update on the situation on the evacuation of Pakistani nationals from Sudan. This morning, an aircraft carrying 149 Pakistani nationals evacuated from Sudan arrived in Karachi. Two other flights carrying around 200 Pakistanis are expected to arrive later today. One of them originates from Port Sudan and the other from Jeddah to bring back Pakistanis who had earlier been evacuated there. The evacuation of Pakistanis from a difficult security situation in Sudan has been made possible as a result of a robust interagency process led by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Our evacuation plan has been implemented in phases. In the first phase of the operation, over 800 Pakistanis were transported from Khartoum to Port Sudan, which was relatively safe. The second phase of the evacuation operation consisted of transporting Pakistani nationals from Port Sudan to Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, or directly to Pakistan. Today's flights operating from Port Sudan via Jeddah mark the first part of the second phase. Additional flights are planned. Meanwhile, evacuation from Port Sudan to Jeddah continues, including on ferries operated by the Saudi government. Some passengers will also be transferred on board a Chinese ship from Port Sudan to Jeddah. We remain engaged with friendly countries in the region and are especially grateful to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia for facilitating this process by providing transport by ferry from Port Sudan to Jeddah and also hosting Pakistani nationals until their repatriation to Pakistan. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs will continue to lead the interagency process in coordinating this operation. Ambassador Mir Behrouz Regi's team in Khartoum and Port Sudan have worked tirelessly to facilitate this process and will continue to provide relief to Pakistanis who remain in Sudan until their evacuation to Pakistan. Our Consulate General in Jeddah will continue to coordinate with Saudi authorities and extended assistance to Pakistanis during transit through Jeddah. In Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, the human rights violations continue unabated. For the fourth consecutive year, the Indian authorities prevented Kashmiris from attending the congregational Eid prayers at Srinagar's historic Jamia Masjid. Earlier, the occupation authorities had imposed curbs and restrictions on the freedom of religion during the holy month of Ramadan as well. We urge the Indian authorities to bring an end to the restrictions imposed on Kashmiris that prevent them from freely practicing their religion. Last week, around 40 individuals, including women, were arbitrarily arrested, including the so called cordon and search operations. The Indian authorities also attached properties of two pro freedom Kashmiris, Sayyid Shakil Yusuf and Sayyid Shahid Yusuf, who remain in arbitrary detention. The NGO office of another detainee and prominent human rights defender, Khurram Parvez, was raided in Budgam. We are gravely concerned over these developments. These acts reflect a consistent Indian strategy to suppress the fundamental freedoms in the occupied territory and terrorize the local population. Pakistan will continue to raise its voice against these grave and systematic human rights violations in IIOJK. We will also continue to extend political, diplomatic, and moral support to our Kashmiri brothers and sisters for the just and peaceful settlement of the Jammu and Kashmir dispute in accordance with the UN Security Council resolutions. Now, an upcoming visit announcement. Prime Minister Mohammad Shehbaz Sharif will undertake a visit to the United Kingdom to attend the coronation of His Majesty King Charles III and Queen Consort Camilla on 6 May 2023. In London, The Prime Minister will participate in an event for Commonwealth leaders on 5th of May. He is also expected to hold bilateral meetings with leaders participating in these celebrations. Pakistan and the United Kingdom have a long history of relations strongly anchored in the dynamic Pakistani British community. We see the British monarch and the royal family as friends of Pakistan and its people and look forward to further strengthening of ties between Pakistan and the United Kingdom. I thank you.